Hi everyone, it's Beth. So I need you to get a couple things for today's practice. And in the spirit of this situation, I am going to join those who do not have yoga props at home. So if you are the proud owner of yoga props, aka blocks, straps, bolsters, blankets, etc., feel free to get those out. If you don't have those, for the purposes of this practice, I'd like you to have maybe a pillow for final relaxation, and maybe a blanket for final relaxation, or anything that makes you comfortable. But for the purposes of the actual poses, have something to substitute in a strap. I have a winter scarf here. Make sure it is big enough so that when you go overhead, it can go longer than your wingspan. And then something to substitute in as a block. Now, blocks need to be somewhat firm when you push on them, and not like super collapsible. So I wouldn't use an empty Amazon box, but some other kind of box that you can move around with a certain amount of ease would be doable. I am using this Value Time vanilla ice cream container, revealing to the world that my family consumes an enormous amount of ice cream and that we are super fancy with our brand names. So anyway, that's what I'm using for my block. Okay, so get on the mat, lie down, get comfortable. Getting down onto the back. And starting to feel the breath. Lately, I have been, when I'm talking to people, and when I'm, scrolling social media, I'm starting to see more and more people admit how scary this situation is. The fear of this situation has begun to really infiltrate our lives. We all have someone who feels more susceptible, whether it be our parents or, looking at our children or even ourselves. So there's our health, and then there's also the other factors financially and socially and all these things. And so the fear is very real. And there's this extra layer of, well, we're going to be super productive and we're going to do all of these magical things with all this quote extra time. But what we don't factor in when we say those things is that fear puts us into a position where we're not very capable of thinking clearly, where we're not very capable of learning a new language or reformatting our business plan, or fear makes our minds clench, which leads me to one of my favorite quotes, which is from Patabi Joyce, which is the body is not tense, the mind is tense. So today we're going to work with this practice to start to acknowledge the existence of fear, but then also unclench our minds in the process of unclenching our bodies and noticing how those things kind of link and weave together. And then I just want to make sure to say that it is totally okay to be scared right now, that all of us are. And that the more you say, no, everything's fine, this is totally fine, the more your mind is going to clench around that idea of fear, because you're not acknowledging it and working through it. So you're on your back. Start to notice all of the sensations of this particular and specific moment. Noticing the weight of the heels and the hands. Noticing the rise and the fall of the breath in the chest. Taking a moment to smooth across the forehead. Relax into the backs of the eyes and soften the jaw. And then take as deep of an inhale as you can. Deeper and deeper and deeper. Pull the breath in and in. Wide open mouth. let it go. Inhale. Wide open mouth, let it go. Juna. One more time, inhale. Wide open mouth, let it go. Good, and then inhale all the air in. Start to reach the fingers away from the toes. Make yourself as long as you can on the mat. Exhale, knees to chest, squeeze them down. Rock the knees around. Good, slowly take this into a happy baby, grabbing either the backs of the legs, knees, ankles, feet, or toes, drawing the knees down towards the outer corners of the ribs. Start to move. Juna. Oh. Smile dog, Juna. Good, let the left leg go long on the ground and start to externally rotate the right knee. Rock the shin bone around. Think about the arch of the foot facing in towards your face. Rocking the shin bone and then starting to find some compression. So think about it in terms of pigeon pose, but on your back. Good, and then take this right leg straight up to the sky. Take your hands to your navel and make sure that it's drawing down towards the backbone. Point and flex through this right foot. Good, circle the ankle. Rotate the leg in the socket so that the leg is moving as one unit, shifting side to side. And then press the heel towards the sky, keeping that sense of supervision on the navel so everything's drawing down. Start to push the heel forward as it comes down, making that leg really, really long. So it's not just about bringing it to the ground, it's about bringing it forward and long. Good, left knee into the chest. Externally rotate. Start to find compression, drawing the shin bone in. Good, take the leg up to the sky. Wiggle the toes, circle the ankle. Try to bring your sense of awareness into the sensory experience. So don't overthink this, just notice my left ankle. How is this feeling right now? What are the different qualities of the sensation? Does it feel good? Does it feel tight? Am I bored? Am I excited? What is the sensation that I'm feeling with the movement of this ankle? And then start to engage the leg up, navel to spine, slowly forward. Think about the heel reaching, getting further and further and further away from the hip. Good, press the heel away, let it go. Good, point through the toes. Reach the arms up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, knees to chest, squeeze. Good, rock up to a seat. Take the legs out in front of you. Lock the knees. Good. Bring the right foot in towards the sit bone. Your feet are still hips width apart here. Take the right arm up. Think about this as making your spine longer. Spiral it behind you, right behind the sit bone, left arm up. Draw the shoulder blade down into the spine. Option to either rack the knee up or elbow to the outside of the knee. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, rotate. Shrug through the shoulders a little bit. Rock the head around. Good. Unravel. Right knee down. Left foot to meet the right foot. Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Rock around a little bit. Let the chin fall to the chest, shrug out the shoulders. Good. Right leg forward, left knee in. Finding your sit bones, making sure you're a little bit forward of them, not behind them. Good. Left arm up and back. Right arm up and around or over. Inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. Exhale, rotate. Think about the ribs lifting away from the hips. Rock the head around. Good. Release. Soles of the feet together. Rock around a little bit. Good. Take the heels forward. So you're pretty far away from your heels. Wobble your sit bones away from the heels. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Thread the arms, option to either just hold on to the outside of the shin bones or thread the arms underneath the calf muscles, palms face up. Put a little bit of cat and cow into the spine. Relax the jaw. What's this sensation here? How's this feeling? Inhale. Exhale, let the head fall. Big curvature to the spine. So try to find a large amount of distance between the shoulder blades, really arching the back. Tuck the chin. Head heavy, nod the head. Good. Tuck the chin, roll up. Seated posture. The seat shape is not important, so whatever works for your body. Preparing for some breath work. Good, shrug out the shoulders. And then notice your breathing. Good, the breath today is going to be Kapalabhati, that rapid exhale pressed from the diaphragm. This is a cleansing exercise. It gets the metabolic waste out of the base of our lungs. It strengthens our internal core from the inside out. It starts to stoke the fire, which when we're dealing with anything that resembles fear, we really need that deep sense of strength at our center, and this starts to get into there in physical and energetic ways. So taking a deep, centering breath. If you haven't done this breath before, or if it's been a while, put your hand on your diaphragm, which is right in the underside of the ribs, and you should feel it pushing the lungs to empty when you exhale. Deep, slow inhale. Exhale it out. Beginning Kapalabhati. Release, deep inhale. Hold that breath. Wide open mouth, let it go. Good. Come into a modified boat pose. So modified boat, feet down, kind of on the back of the sit bones. Your back is flat, so you're not this. You're this. Hands can be down, or palms in, thumbs up. You can stay here, or you can bring your shin bones to parallel to the ground. Second round of Kapalabhati. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. Inhale. Exhale all the air out. Second round, begin. Release. Roll out the shoulders. Cross the ankles. Find table position. Right away, start to move through cat and cow.
It's a new life for me. Yeah, it's a new dawn. It's a new day. New life for me. Ooh,
Can you pay closer attention? Can you notice if maybe the spine needs some lateral movement? Pressing the ribs far to the right, through center, far to the left. Good, and then maybe start to circle, taking it up, side, down, side. Smoothing out the edges and adding on to this whatever movement feels good to you. So maybe you shift a little forward and back. Move the pelvic bone, right exhale. Good. Stacking everything up. Take the left arm, reach it as far forward as you can, keeping the left shoulder blade away from the ear. Reach the right toes. Neutral spine, inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee, curve through the spine, shoulder blades open. Take it out on the inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep breathing. Good, next time the elbows to the knee, tiny pulses. Push the ground away underneath that right hand. Good. Left hand comes down, right toes go up, tuck the left toes, three-legged dog. Nice and slow. Equal balance of weight between both hands. Reach through the right toes, wiggle them out. Good, slowly bend the left knee, bend the right knee all the way back into table. Cat and cow. Left toes reach, right fingers reach. Make sure you're neutral in the spine. That requires some strength in the core. Inhale, exhale. Keep breathing. Move with the breath. Good. Next time, elbows to knee, pulse. Think about the arch in the spine. Make the movement small and controlled and powerful, and don't miss the opportunity to notice that you're powerful here. Good, hand down, tuck those right toes, send the left leg up, three-legged dog. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale. Exhale, bend the flying knees, bend the standing knees, slowly deliver it back into table. Good, cat and cow. Good. Tuck the toes under, start to roll the weight back towards the heels. Open up the knees, find Malasana pose. So maybe your heels are lifted away from the mat, or maybe the heels are on the ground. Knees are open, so here. Knees are open. You can have your hands to your heart or on the ground. Holding Malasana for a moment, thinking about the sinking of the sit bones. Inhale. Wide open mouth, exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Good, toes forward, hips up, ragdoll. Nod the head, yes and no. Good, walk the hands forward, walk the feet behind them, front of the mat. Forward fold. Halfway up. Forward fold. Deep bend in the knees, slow motion, reverse swan dive all the way up. Hands to the heart. Press the thumbs into the chest. Think about the crown of the head lifting. Deep breath here. Release the hands. Flip the palms open. Inhale, swoop up. Exhale, swoop down. Halfway up. Good. Bend the right knee and just pulse it into the chest here. And this is where if you need a block to give yourself some space, you can bring that thing, whatever it is for you, in there. Good. Now see if you can lift that right foot up away from the ground. Use the belly. Use the strength of the belly. Send it back. Bring it forward. Good. Good. Now you can stick with this. There's a lot of strength building here. Or you can start to lift up on the ball of that standing foot, so heel lifts as the knee comes in. So both knees bend. Good. Next time the knee is to the chest, with or without the lift on the front heel, pulse the knee in. Good, send the leg back, drop the foot down, heel stays lifted, push the heel into the back of the room, inner thighs come towards the midline, roll the shoulders up. If you're having a hard time staying balanced here, take your feet a little wider and think about the inner thighs drawing towards the midline. Navel to spine, lift up out of the waist. Good, both arms forward, shoulders back. Inhale, swoop that right arm back, and then forward. Left arm, forward, both arms up. Good, slowly sink this back knee down. Good, hands come down. Make sure that back knee's okay and adjusted in the right position. Rock a little forward and back. Good. And then frame the forward foot, rock the hips back, half split, half Hanuman. Rock the hips a little bit. Inhale, exhale, fold over the leg. Good, bend the knees, frame the forward foot, step it back, plank position. Good, this is a good place to hold. You can stay right in your regular old plank, or you can drop your knees here and hold here, or you can follow me for a little bit of upper body and core strength. So left forearm down, left elbow right below the shoulder, then right forearm plank. So then you're going right wrist, then right forearm, left wrist, right wrist, left, right, left. Keep with this flow. If you kind of jumble up your sides, that's fine. Thinking about the sides helps tone our brain a little bit. I don't know about you, but this situation has also upped the brain fog. Fear will do that. So think about the heat as blowing the fog away, cooking it. Good. Everyone's gonna meet in plank position. Inhale. Exhale, with or without knees, chaturanga. Cobra. Hold your cobra, take your hands away from the ground, make sure that you're using your back strength for your cobra. Roll the shoulders. Good, tuck the toes, downward dog. Wag the tail. Bend the knees deeply into the belly. Sink the hips towards the right. Really sink down all the way through center opposite side. Move with the breath. Good, downward dog. Walk the hands back. Toes out, heels in, drop the sit bones, Malasana. Deep breath. Give yourself a wobble. Think about the crown of the head lifting. Hands to the heart or to the mat. You can stay right here and just hang out in your Malasana, or lift the hips away from the heels just about 2 inches. Hold here, inhale. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Next time you inhale, lift. Stomp the right foot forward and back. Other side. Keep moving with the breath. Good. Good. Malasana. Toes forward, heels back. Ragdoll. Walk the hands forward. Downward dog. Step hopper spring. Feet to hands. Forward fold. Halfway up. Exhale. Reverse swan dive all the way up. Hands to heart. take a moment, notice your heart rate, notice your breath. Release the hands, flip the palms, lift, fold, halfway up. Good, see if you can lift that left foot, bend the knee, send it back and forward. Try to keep the hips relatively square. Use your block or pseudo block if you need to. Good, maybe you start to lift on that back, on that standing heel. Good. Next time the knee is in, pulse, with or without that front heel lifted. Send it back. Get that foot as far back as you can. Feet are hips width apart. Press into both feet. So reaching through the back heel, pushing into the front heel. Roll the shoulders up. Inner thighs pulling towards the midline. Breathe. Good. Arms forward. Left arm back. Forward. Back. Forward. Both arms up. Inhale. Shoulders down. Lift up out of the waist. Slowly nuzzle this back knee down. Hands down. Rock around a little bit on that front knee. Make sure that back knee is adjusted properly. For most of us, that'll mean getting it further back, sink into the hips. Sink the leg back, the hips back towards that back heel. Half split. Don't think about that though. Don't think about it in terms of split. Think about it in terms of lengthen the leg, lengthen the spine. Keep breathing. Good. Bend the knee, square the foot, step it back, plank position. So we're working with fear, right? Fear is that idea that what we are facing, we are not capable of doing. We're not capable of surviving. That's fear. When you feel capable, there's not that much fear. Maybe discomfort, but not fear. So check in with yourself here. What are you capable of? Maybe test those boundaries. You can stay here, you can stay here, or you can start to bend the right knee, guide it forward towards the elbow to step it back, and then the left. And you can stick it out at this pace. Or you can start to pick up the pace. And then again, picking up the pace. Keeping the shoulders steady. Keeping the belly drawing towards the spine. Good, everyone meeting in downward dog. Whew. Breathe. Rocking forward to plank. Deep inhale, with or without knees. Chaturanga. Hold breath. All the way down, forehead to the ground. Take the hands past the borders of the mat. Elbows stacked on top of shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good, hands under shoulders, downward dog. Walk hands back to the feet, ragdoll. Take your feet wider than your hips. Bend your knees as deeply as you need to feel a sense of satisfaction in the spine. Now the head, yes, no. Good, heels in, toes out, Malasana. Hands to the heart. Feeling the length of the spine. Trying to notice the sensations in the face, making sure you're not pursing through your lips, relaxing those 11s between the eyebrows. If your hips are tired at this point or you're feeling muscle fatigue, take your block or your pseudo block underneath the hips and hang out there. Otherwise, getting a little deeper into your malasana, working on straightening out through the spine. When we feel like we're capable of something, we're not that scared. We might not be looking forward to it, but we're not scared. So finding that place where we are terrified of not being capable and facing it right there is important. With my kids and with myself, I say the bird in the branch. The bird is not scared that the branch is going to break because the bird can fly. If there's a penguin up in the frickin' tree, penguin would probably be really scared. So maybe we feel like a bunch of frickin' penguins right now. But you don't always have to fly. Penguins are really great at bouncing. If you don't believe me, do yourself a favor and look up the YouTube video of penguins bouncing. They bounce. So, just because you can't fly doesn't mean you won't bounce. Let's start to work with that fear in that way that even if it's not the traditional definition of capability, we will be capable in our own way. Let's play with that here in crow. Now when I teach crow in my classes, I have pillows stacked in front of faces. If you want to grab some pillows, you can. But for the purposes of fear management, maybe leave the pillows out of it. Reach the hands forward. Ragdoll is always, if you are like, nah, I'm good, I don't want to practice fear, take a ragdoll and breathe there. Holding ragdoll is great for everybody, pretty much. Okay, so triceps along the knees, hands wide, so you're really making a sense of width in the palms. And then just start to rock forward and back, and make it like you're one unit, so your body doesn't really change shape. Good. Now next time you rock forward, think about the pelvic floor lifting to the navel. Think about the navel drawing to the spine. Think about the happiness in the face. Smirk at this. Don't let yourself clench. Maybe lift the right toes, and then put them back down, and then the left toes, and then put them back down, and then maybe rock forward and back a few more times, but then maybe the next time you come forward, both toes lift. And this is where maybe you face plant. And then try to be a penguin about it. Bounce. Breathe. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Don't clench your face. Recognize the courage. Recognize the fear. Recognize that the courage couldn't be here without the fear. Breathe. Good, come on down. Everyone's meeting in ragdoll, toes forward. Spine long. Good, walk the hands forward, downward dog. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Good, willow the spine forward in plank. Drop the knees. Uncurl the toes, hips to heels. Child's. Walk the fingertips forward, slide the chest forward, up and through cobra. Forehead towards the ground. Good. Inhale, lift through the chest. Don't put any pressure into the hands. Lift them up if you feel like you can't trust yourself. Draw the elbows back. Deep exhale. Good. You can stay here or start to bend the knees. Think about the heart coming forward and the elbows drawing back. Good. If there's nothing pinching in the spine, maybe you reach back. Maybe you see if you can grab ankles or feet. Let the heels come as close to you to your bum as they can get. Inhale, push the heart forward. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, push the feet into the hands, lift. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep pulsing like this, or maybe hold. Good, and then everyone's going to meet in a child's pose. Shift your hips and your ribs a little bit side to side as you go back. Soften the jaw. Good. And then find a comfortable seat. Grab the strap. Making sure you're in a completely comfortable seat. Nothing is screaming at you. You can always sit on a pillow or your pseudo block as long as it's a substantial enough thing that isn't going to let you fall. Take the strap wide. So you're not death gripping the strap. You're holding it loosely and lightly. Take it up overhead. Draw the shoulder blades down. Inhale. Hold the breath. Open the mouth, let it go. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, slowly start to bring the strap back. Pause in that spot where it starts to feel a little awkward. Don't squeeze the strap. Inhale. Hold. Finding a focal point or closing your eyes, and if your eyes are closed, turn your internal gaze towards that third eye point in the center of the forehead. That can actually help relieve headaches. Physical and energetic clarity there. Open the mouth, let it go. Good, and then start to move with the breath. Moving the strap forward and back to whatever your comfort is. Do your best. If you know yourself to be a very type A person, don't force it. Don't be like, I'm gonna go as deep and as quick as I possibly can. Slow, soft. If you're not feeling anything, you can narrow the grip on the strap, but just be careful because the sensation comes up pretty quick. As you're moving, bringing your attention into that sensory experience again, and asking yourself, where in my chest have I been caving in with all this uncertainty? Where am I carrying that sense of fear, that doubt of my own capability? You don't have to know, especially in a situation like this, you do not have to know that you are a condor or an eagle or a damn hawk. You can be a penguin. We can all be penguins, and we'll bounce through this just fine. So take a moment and let that softness, that idea that even if something drops underneath you, the whole world collapses, you can bounce, that we're all here together to help each other bounce. Think about that for a moment, and then pause. Let the strap go, flip the palms towards the sky, and give yourself permission to feel softness in the chest. And then think about someone that you love. Maybe it's someone you haven't gotten a chance to hug in a while. And think about the softness you want them to feel in their chest. And that sense of safety and love in their heart. And then for a moment, just believe that how powerful that feels to you to want that for someone else, there are people that want that for you too. We're not alone. Taking a deep, slow inhale. Holding the breath at the top. Exhale. Exhale. Good. Getting the props out of the way. Coming off the back. Draw the knees into the chest. Good. And then grab a hold of your block. One more heart lifter. Coming back into that modified boat pose. Block, pseudo block in your hand. Lift the block overhead. Inhale. Exhale, hand it to your feet. Arms back overhead. Lower down. Send the feet forward, arms down. Good, inhale, arms overhead, reach up. Grab the block. All the way down. Good, lift and switch. Ask yourself, if this feels ridiculous, moving in an empty value time vanilla ice cream container back and forth between your feet. If that feels ridiculous, ask yourself, is that the right medicine too? Maybe? Being a little ridiculous? Good. And then release. Put the prop off to the side. Lie down on your chest. Lost my music for a minute. Lie down on your chest. Or not on your chest, jeez. Get back on your back if you listen to me there. Lay on your back. Draw your knees to your chest. Maybe that's what I said. I don't know. And come back to that happy baby pose. There's a belief that all of our fear can be traced back to that original fear of being pushed out of the womb into lights that are bright and air that is cold and everything that is uncertain, and that for the rest of our lives we're just feeling that original fear. So maybe, as a species, we're made for this. We're made to feel this, survive this, thrive on this, adapt to this. Notice your happy baby pose and then soften everything about it. Take your feet to the ground, knees stack on top of the heels, and then let the knees fall in opposite directions, soles of the feet together. Take the heels of the palms to the tops of the legs. Press the tops of the legs away and try to notice a sense of traction in the low back. Inhale. Exhale, a little bit of a push. Good. Take the left knee into the chest, across the body, tuck that foot underneath the opposite knee, or you can just let it hang. Rotate through the ribs so that the left arm can reach to the left. Soften the inner thighs, soften the face. Good, uncurl. Soles of the feet together. Lift and lower the knees. Right knee into the chest. Across the body. Let it droop and soften there. Or tuck the foot underneath the opposite knee. Reach that right arm long. Think about the rotation through the spine so that the hip is getting a little bit further away from the rib cage. Slowly unwind. Soles of the feet together. Knees open. Squeeze the knees down. Good. Lift the legs up into whatever inversion works for you. Maybe you pop a pillow under the tailbone and just stick it out here. Maybe you find an inverted action where the shoulder blades stay completely solid on the ground. You're supporting your hips with your hands. If you're practiced in headstand or handstand, you can do that. Keep breathing. And try to pay attention to the sensation of the blood flow leaving the toes, coming through the ankles, the knees, the legs, into the digestive system, the lungs, and the heart. Inversions are put at the end of classes because it helps get all of the blood flow that would typically stagnate and coagulate in those tight persnickety bits of our Achilles and our hamstrings and our quadriceps and our calf muscles. And it floods the digestive system, the lungs, the heart, the brain with that rich blood. And then whenever it is that you flip back on your axis and have that kind of openness in your legs, the blood flow can rush back, and it helps reduce inflammation or any kind of aggravation from the stretching and strengthening of the practice. So try to believe in the stillness of it. Even if you're doing something that's very restorative, the restoration of this type of pose is very healthy for the whole body. It's a wonderful thing to do and believe in its power. Keep your breath slow and steady, understanding that the practice is tapering off. And understanding that the pace of the practice will kind of follow the pace of the breath. So noticing that the inhale is slow and the exhale is slow. Good, and then whatever inversion you're in, beginning to release onto your back, pointing through the toes, taking the hands underneath the tailbone. So it's kind of like where your jean pockets would be, except your palms are down. Point through the toes and start to inch the elbows together. Lifting the rib cage. Think about the ribs moving towards the chin and let the head hang. Keep reaching through the toes. Lift through the rib cage. Feel a sense of extension in the front of the throat, maybe even letting the crown of the head touch the ground. Opening up the mouth and breathing through the open mouth. Slowly releasing. Taking the knees to the chest, circling out the knees. And then finding whatever posture serves you for your most comfortable final relaxation. Allowing the feet to be heavy and the hands to be soft. Beginning to notice full and complete sensory experience of what is right now. Noticing if there's a taste in your mouth, a smell in the air. Noticing the feeling of your muscles and giving them permission to release the hold of the bone, allowing your bones to be heavy. Smoothing across the forehead, feeling heaviness at the backs of the eyes, softness in the cheeks and the jaw, and the outer corners of the lips. Feeling softness spread through the scalp and slide down the spine. Softness in both legs and both feet. Softness in both arms and both palms. Softness spreading to the tips of the fingers and weaving in between the fingers. Noticing that your whole body is soft. And then taking a deep, slow inhale. And imagining as if your whole body was a set of lungs, and you could take that breath all the way out to the edges. And then gather up the exhale from the edges, all the way back up and out through the nose. On the next inhale, begin to notice the fingertips and the toes. Invite little bits of vitality back into your body through movement, wiggling and shifting, circling wrists and circling ankles and starting to reach and move. And then start to reach fingers away from toes. Make yourself as long as you can. And on the exhale, draw the knees into the chest and squeeze. Rocking to the right side. And then rising up to a seat. Taking a moment to notice and contemplate how the practice has affected the state of your mind and the state of your body and the state of your breath. And then taking a moment to notice that sensation of connection, even through this bizarro, virtual, little screen type of way. Taking a deep, slow inhale, bringing the hands to the heart. May the kindness we wish to see in this world begin with the kindness we extend to ourselves. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.